Hey, this is Jack Kelly, founder, CEO of Recruiter. Hey, you have to watch and pay attention to this video today. You have to. You have to listen to it. You got to stop everything you're doing. You have to listen to what I have to say. You have to watch it. Now, not that I'm a genius or anything like that. It has nothing to do with what I have to say. I'm really giving you the information that's out there. Right now, today is Friday. I have no idea what the date is, but I do know the day is Friday, and I know Thanksgiving is next week. And you know who else knows that Thanksgiving is next week? Every single medical professional, every single busybody, every single state governor, elected official knows it's Thanksgiving. You know why they know it's Thanksgiving? Not because they want to have fun with Thanksgiving, not because they want families around, not because they want to celebrate and travel. Just the opposite. There's a concerted effort right now among the medical community, the state governors, municipal elected officials to say, don't travel on Thanksgiving. Don't have more than 10 people in your home. Make sure you social distance. Now, when you're hearing this, don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I wear a mask. I social distance. Pretty much, I'm indoors a whole lot of the time because there's nothing to do. I'm in New Jersey. We're in perpetual lockdown. No movies, no sporting events, no concerts. The restaurants I find, it's just not a pleasant experience anymore. It feels uncomfortable. And I don't know if you've noticed this. I've definitely seen the prices go up and the quality of food go down and the service level go down. So that's not even enjoyable. I'm not going to any bars because that's where you really can get it. So just so you know where I stand, what I said at the beginning, it's not because I feel, oh, this is important. This is very important. A lot of people I know and love contracted COVID. It's horrible. But what I do want to bring to your attention is this. With this big emphasis on the governors in particular, making these mandated mask wearing, shutting down businesses, curfews, lockdowns, what's going to happen, it is going to scare the hell out of people. They're going to think, well, do they know something we don't know? Is that why they're doing it? Is this going to be horrible? And then fear breeds fear. Fear breeds inaction. If you're a business owner and you're told to shut down, this is after 8 months, you may just throw in the towel and give up. You may not be able to stay in business with another shutdown. So you may have to furlough everyone, lay them off, close your business. Major corporations are going to decide, hey, with this uncertainty, let's put on hiring freezes. Maybe we should even cut costs and let more people go and enact layoffs. So for the next week, you're going to be barraged with all this negativity, and I can see where they're coming from. They're trying to manage expectations. What they're trying to do is fear, guilt, cajole you to stay indoors, don't have a lot of people over your house, don't travel. And we all know Thanksgiving usually is a kickoff of the holiday season. It's usually, for many, the best time of the year. You start with Thanksgiving, a nice meal, family, friends, then it leads into Christmas, Hanukkah, and it's just a good vibe. And then you have the New Year's and a time to start all over. And they know that, and it's reality that people travel, want to go out, enjoy each other's company. We're social creatures. And they're afraid that if we let our guard down and have more social interactions, it's going to spread further. And I get that. So I get all that, but what I'm concerned about is the level of authoritarianism to clamp down on everything will have an adverse effect. It's going to make people afraid. It's going to make them scared. It's going to make them frightened. It's going to make them angry. And when people feel that way, they can't act rationally. When there's an unknown, it's easy not to do anything. So if there's a big unknown, do you think companies will hire and promote people and start new business ventures? No, of course not, right? Because they don't know. So why are you going to put money into something that may not work? Why hire people when things could go worse? So they're just going to, at best, keep things on hold. At worst, make a lot of layoffs. At worst, a lot of businesses will close and go under. and never come back. And that's my concern, that domino effect, that ripple effect, that the fear begets more fear, and things seize up, and the economy contracts. There's more jobs that are lost. And then at the level of you and I talking about a job search or advancing your career, you're going to be freaked the hell out. Like, what do I do? So here's what I would say. You block out all the noise. I think anybody who's watching this is an intelligent, brilliant, smart, good-looking person. And they have taste and they know what's right. So of course they're not going to have huge parties. They're not going to go do crazy stuff to infect people, get infected. The people watching this, you're smart professionals. So I don't want to insult your intelligence by saying, hey, wash your hands, wear a mask, because you know that. You know that more than I do. But what I do want to impart to you is this. It's going to be really easy as they level up the pressure, the doom, the gloom, the fear. You're going to start seeing all sorts of stories about like how this person died and this happened to scare you into it. It's real. We all got to do what's right and the best thing and be safe, right? But tune out the drama, because otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to lose your self-confidence, you're going to lose your self-esteem, you're going to be demoralized. And when that happens, it's hard to move forward. It's hard to interview. It's hard to progress in your career. Because if you don't think people notice on you, you're wrong. They do. If you interview and you're feeling at your low point, if you're feeling demoralized, if you're depressed, if you're scared, they pick up on it. And with so many people unemployed, they're going to say, we'll pass on Jack. I don't know. He just doesn't strike me as a go-getter. He doesn't strike me as confident. He doesn't strike me as a person who can get the job done. Let's see who else is out there. Conversely, if someone comes in, well, strong, positive, motivated, unafraid, they're going to be like, all right, I like this person. This person looks like they can get stuff done. So you want to tune out the noise, and you want to focus on the positives, and you want to keep with the game plan. That's the key. Will things probably slow now, going to Thanksgiving and going into the holidays? Yes. And with this new lockdowns, new rules and regulations limiting interaction, it's probably going to be slow for a while. Knowing that, you could work. And here's what you do. Plant the seeds for the future. What I mean by that is, most people, I guarantee you, are going to give up. They're going to say, screw it, I'm not going to search, I'm just going to chill, get my mind off everything. And you know what? Some people need to do that, and it makes sense. But what I would suggest for you to do, if you have the wherewithal to do it, and I admit it's not easy, but if you have the wherewithal to do it, then what you do is keep going with your plan. What does that mean? Continue networking with people. This is a great time, and this is going to sound crazy, this is a great time to get in front of folks, because everybody's going to be stuck at home. So if you're stuck at home, it's easy to say, call up somebody, text them, email them, ask for a Zoom call. Hey, Jack, how are you doing? What's going on? What do you do Thanksgiving? Yeah, this is pretty brutal, isn't it? Yeah, things are crazy. Yeah. Hey, so blah, blah, blah. And before you know it, they're saying, hey, do you need a new job? And I'm like, yes, I do. Can you help me? Or maybe they need a new job and you can help them. Or maybe you just need to hold their hand because they have a loved one who has COVID and it's a really tough time. Or maybe they have a couple young kids at home that are taking these glitchy online classes and everybody's frazzled. So part of networking is mutually benefiting relationships, not just asking for things, but giving to help others. So check in with people, and they're going to be receptive, because what else do they have to do? So many people have contacted me over the last bunch of months because I'm here, I'm available, and I'll talk to them. Because we work remotely, in my office, or I should say in my company, we work remotely, but I like coming, I have this office I come into because I like getting out of the house. But most people are home, and I'm here by myself. So when people call, email, text, I get back. Because I like the company, I like the interactions. So get in touch with people. Keep sending out applications. Keep sending out resumes. Find some career coaches, some resume writers, recruiters that could partner with you. Crowdsource your job search. Don't do it alone. Like I said, when you reach out to people, enlist their help and offer to help them. Find recruiters who are really good at what they do. We have on WeCruiter about 10,000 recruiters in all different sectors, all different disciplines. We have several hundred career coaches and resume writers. Look for them who could help you. Now, the recruiters don't charge. Usually career coaches and resume writers do. And find the ones who are best for you. So you network, and network means going out to people, offering them to help them, asking for help, crowdsourcing it by getting people to find you. Hey, I want to work at these 5 companies. Find the people who work at some of those companies and ask them, hey, can you get my name in front of them? Can you do something? Of course you can do something, because you're bored. You don't have much to do. You're stuck at home. You can't socialize. You can't travel. So why not? Just put in a good word. Send an email. Send a text. Do something. Find some recruiters. Same thing. Hit them up. Now, be fair. When you deal with the recruiters, if you don't have the right background, right experience for what they recruit for, and if they don't have jobs, they may not help you that much. That's just how the game is played. But if they have the right job and you have the right background, they're going to love you and they're going to do whatever it takes because they need business. Everyone needs business lately. This is a tough economy. So if you have the right skills, the right background, the right experience, and you hit the recruiter specialized in it, they're gonna go to bat for you. I've had the pleasure of meeting a lot of career coaches and resume writers who are so thoughtful, smart. Check them out. Check them out. Maybe they could help you. Maybe they could help you practice your elevator pitch. Maybe they can practice, how you answer questions in interviews. Maybe your resume is not the best and needs some work. Maybe your LinkedIn profile is lacking. Maybe the way you market yourself on LinkedIn, or maybe you don't and you need help. So as you see, there's a lot you can do. Research about the companies you want to work for. Think about if you want to reinvent yourself and do a plan B. If your career doesn't work out, you can't get a job where you want, use this time wisely. You don't get overwhelmed with all the negativity that we're going to be bombarded with, all the fear, the doom, the gloom. It's going to be hard to do it. And you'll have times where it will impact you and you're going to be depressed, you're going to be sad, you're going to cry, you're going to yell, you're going to scream, you're going to argue, you're going to fight with your spouse and kids because you're so stressed. That's normal. We're all going through this. But try to kind of mute it, Some people are on a scale of 1 to 10, they're 10 just frazzled. And you know what I'm talking about. You've seen these people. You just look at them and you're like, whoa. You just feel the negative energy emanating from them. The negative energy emanating from them. You just feel it. You ever in a room and someone comes in and you just feel the whole electricity, the whole vibe change? Yeah. You don't want to be that person. You want to be the person when you come into a room, if you could ever come into a room with other people, but you come into the Zoom call, you come into whatever, and you change the mood for the better, not for the worse. So use this time wisely. Use this holiday time to plant the seeds for your future success. Getting in touch with recruiters, getting in touch with career coaches, resume writers, get people in your network. People, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Who do I know who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows the hiring manager of the firm I really want to work at? And then hit them up. And don't be shy. It's the holidays, for God's sakes. People should be nice to you. If they're not nice to you, you got to twist their arm. A lot of people won't say this, but you know what? At this point in time, 8 months into a pandemic, the gloves come off. You got to do what you got to do. What's right for yourself. It doesn't mean to be a jerk, but it does mean you got to fight for yourself. Because if you don't fight for yourself, no one else is. If you don't care for yourself, really, a lot of people don't care either. And it's a sad thing to say, but that's the reality. You have to chart your own destiny, and you have to make it happen. And part of making it happen is not to get discouraged by everything you're going to hear and see. All the lockdowns, all the talk of mask wearing, all the talk of casualties and deaths that could easily just demoralize you. But how is that going to help you and your family if you just stay home being demoralized, being upset, feeling bad, feeling guilty, feeling whatever you are? That doesn't help. You can set some aside time to do that, but really what you have to do is get up, brush yourself off, be strong, tune out everything, and just focus on what you have to accomplish. Focus on everything you need to get that job. If you're working and you're happy there, but you want to advance, do whatever it takes to advance there. Very similar. Tune out all the noise, all the negativity. Everybody else in your office who's working remotely is going to be miserable, sad, depressed. You get on these, inter-office Zoom calls, and you're talking with your boss and managers and senior execs, and you're the one who's fired up. You're the one who's positive. You're the one who's motivated. Guess what? They're going to go to you. They're going to look for you. They're not going to look for that sad sack who's just, who's sitting down slumped down on a couch with a bad video and no lighting, and has nothing to say but negative stuff. They're not going to go and promote that person. So despite everything we're going to go through, all the challenges, all the hardships, not only do you not give up, let that energize you. Like, think about it. Every movie, right? Bad News Bears, every Adam Sandler movie, where he's, I don't know, whatever I forgot the name of that hockey player. I could go on, the Mighty Ducks, Rudy. Think about it. All, Hoops. Every movie that has that kind of sports thing where you're down, you're against all the odds, everything is against you. What do? You just find a way to persevere and win, and that's what you got to do. The Bad News Bears, if you've not watched that, you got to watch the original one with Walter Matthau. It's so inappropriate now when you watch it. It's so politically kind of incorrect in how they do. Meaning Walter Matthau sitting drinking beers, driving around his like the 12-year-old baseball players, handing him off a beer, throwing the beer cans out the window. So but what you have are these scrappy, beaten up, not so talented kids put it together and win. I think they won. I don't know if they even won that first one. But let's say they did. Because there were a few, if they didn't win that one, there are definitely like 2 or 3 more, sequels. So they won something. So maybe not the best analogy, but what you got to do, it's an American story, right? It's just an American story to be that underdog, to have things going against you, to have things being bad, but you don't give up. You don't stop. You don't quit. You keep moving forward no matter what. And that's what you have to do. That's what it's going to take. And here's some good news. Finally, what's going to happen is this. Mark my words. Once we get into the new year, if we have a vaccine and it starts getting rolled out and we get 2020 behind, the mood will change for the better. There's a lot of pent-up demand from these companies to do new things, to start new projects, to start new ventures, open up new factories, and so on. They're going to need people. When things get good and then more people are hired, then the more restaurants open up, the more stores open up again, more people are hired, more people spend money. When more people spend money, it goes into the economy, which is good, and then it keeps growing and growing and growing. So we have to just hunker down, get through this, be strong, and then once we're in 2021, I think the mood's going to change. We'll have a vaccine. The pendulum is going to swing to the other side, and there's going to be momentum. There's going to be needs for hiring. We're going to be just so glad this year is over and we have a new job, new year. The mind shift will be amazing. So you have to just be strong for the rest of November, December, maybe the first 2-3 weeks into January. Then you're going to see it. There won't be a light switch. It goes on and it does. It'll take a little bit, but it'll be there. We'll be there. We'll get better. So it's Jack Kelly, recruiter. I hope this helps. I know it's kind of really tough stuff to talk about it, but I think that's a value add, is talking about these things in an honest, transparent way, whether you agree or don't agree, but at least to bring these on the table, and then how it impacts people and how you can make the best of it and how you can move forward in your career. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.